Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I'm going to walk you through a tutorial showing you how you can make a really super cute t-shirt if you're going to sublimate, or a mug if you're going to sublimate, or print and cut if you're making a card or something like that. So this is all about using Silhouette software, and it's how to design your own designs in Silhouette software. I think you're going to love this. Stay tuned. Okay, this is the base image that we're going to use, and it is free. I'll have the link for it down below for you. If you're going to be making this for a sublimation mug or a sublimation t-shirt, you will only need to have the free version of Silhouette software. If you want to do a print then cut of a specific shape, then you will have to have the business edition if you're using this for your Cricut. So again, just the free version will work for you to design in Silhouette. Okay, to find the exact image I used, I just went to pixabay.com and I did a search for sunset. And there's a ton of them here that are really cool that you can choose to use. The one I chose to use is this one right here called Sea, Horizon, Ocean. So that's the one I chose. I just clicked on it and it's a free download, as I said, and I'll just follow the directions from there. So let's go over to Silhouette now. And here we are in Silhouette. I am in the free version so you can see how easy it is to design anything for sublimation using this super software. So I'm going to go to File and Open because I've already downloaded that sunset picture. So I'm going to say Open. And it comes in really, really big. I am going to click on it, come up here to the lock the lock, and I'll change the width to something like 8 inches. I'm just willy-nilly picking a size. Okay, there we go. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to get a heart shape. If I was working in the business edition, I would automatically have a heart shape already. But in the free version, you don't. So what I did was I clicked in heart in Google, and I clicked on images, and I clicked on tools, and type. I just decided I wanted to look at the clip art. So then I'm going to look through here for the clip art to see what shape heart I like. If there's a specific one, here's an easy one probably to do. But let me see. All right, I'll just pick this one here. And I'm going to right click on it and say Save Image As. I'm going to save it in my downloads, and I'll just save it as a heart. Okay. And I'll leave it as a PNG and say OK, save. Then I'm going to come back over here to Silhouette and say File, Merge, because I want it to come onto the same page. Heart, Open, and there it is. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this heart and trace it. So I'm going to click on it, come way over here to the trace panel that looks like a piece of toast, say select the trace area. Okay, just like that. Now, with the yellow, it's perfectly going around my heart. I could say trace, and that would just leave me with the outline of the heart. But if I say trace and detach, it's also going to give me the inner part of the heart. And that's what I want for this case. So I'm going to say trace and detach. Then I can pull that heart right out of there. And now I can resize it however I want it to be. And I can look behind it easily if I make it transparent or more transparent. To do that, I will just come over here to this little icon that looks like a paint palette. It's the fill panel. Click on that. Notice the word transparency here. I will just up the transparency so that I can see what I'm getting here, and I really like it a lot. So maybe make it a little bit bigger. So now all I'm going to do is grab both of these things by drawing a box around them. Then I'll come over here again to the panels on the right hand side, all the way down to the one that's the modify panel. It's a rectangle and a circle. Click on that, and then I'm going to say crop. And that leaves me with exactly what I want with that heart. So I can get rid of this piece now. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to put text around this heart. And I wanted it to say, "You light up my life" down here. So I'm going to come to the text panel, or the text tool on the left, and I'm going to type in, "You light up my life." Okay, and I'm going to click off and then click back on because I don't want that font. I'm going to come over here to the text style panel on the right, and I'm going to change this to a font that I used recently. It's one I think I don't remember where I got it, y'all. I think I probably got it from dafont.com. It's called Dream State. If I didn't get it from dafont.com, I probably got it from Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to click on that to change the font to the Dream State. I'm going to change it so it's filled in with black, and I'm going to turn off the line color. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate that because I'm going to put it on both sides. An easy way to duplicate is just to right click on whatever it is and say duplicate, or you can hold down your Alt key and drag a separate one over. But I'll just do that. Now they'll be exactly the same size. And now, but I don't want them that big actually. So I'm going to go ahead and grab them both at the same time and resize them a little bit. There we go. All right. So that might be good. So now what I can do is this. I can double click on this and I get the text editing back. Notice there's this little four-headed arrow here. I can bring this thing up to my heart and it's going to follow it wherever I go, right? Like that. Okay, but I don't want it to be upside down. So what I'm going to do is make it like that, and it'll take you a while. You might have to push, mess with this a little bit, but you'll get the hang of it. Just put it right there, something like that. And I don't really want it inside of my heart. And let me scroll in a little closer for you. Let's see. I don't really want it in the center, in the inside of my heart like that. I want it on the outside. So there's this little button right here that I say looks like a zipper. If you move the zipper up, it brings it inside more. If you bring the zipper down, it takes it outside more. So what I decided was I liked it just the tops of the layers touching like that. And I might, using this tool again, want to move it down more like that. Okay, so far that's good. Let's try this one over here. I'm going to double click on it so I get the four-headed arrow back. And I'm going to bring it here. But I don't want it upside down like that. So I have to push it in like this. There we go. And now I don't want it inside my heart. I want it outside. So I'm going to use this little tool right here to push it out. And again, I'll just make it so the top of those letters fit. Okay, so you could leave it just like this, or you could put more text up here. So maybe you're making this because you have a friend, a best friend that's undergoing some things or something, or maybe you just want to thank your friend for being such a good friend and lightening up your life. But maybe you want to make one for your boyfriend or for your husband, or probably not for your dad. That might be kind of weird. But anyway, okay, so let's say, I'll pretend this is for my best friend. So I'll say, to my best friend. And I'm going to make that be the same as the other font was. I think I can go ahead and click on this and just come over here to the right. Now, if you're in the business edition, you have that extra couple of tools down here, and it's quick to grab the elements of the other image. But in this case, we're going to have to redo it since this is the free version. So I'm just going to go up to my recently used, there's Dream State, change its color again to black. I can make the line color again transparent. I'm going to make it a lot smaller. And I'm going to note, let's see, I think I'll make it 28 because I'll make the other side the same. To my best friend. And I can bring this down here, double click on it, and make it go on the top here. To my best friend. And if I want to make it larger, I can, or not, whatever I want to do. To my best friend. Let's see. To my best friend and partner in crime, or something like that. I'll say, I wonder if I should do the and. Partner in crime. So again, I'll click off, click back on, come up here to my recently used, click on that. What size did I say I made it? 38 maybe? So again, I'm changing the color of the font to black, changing the line to transparent, and I'll change this, I think it was 38. Let's see. 38, enter. Okay, that doesn't really look like 38. 28. See, I clicked on this, it says 28. So I'll make this one 28 as well, so they match. To my best friend and partner in crime. You light up my life. Okay, so there it goes right on there. And again, use this tool to push it out like that. Okay, so let's see. So that turned out really kind of cute, right? Maybe you'd want to have another heart down here in the center. Maybe there's something you'd like to have down here. Who knows? Maybe you could even put a little tiny picture of y'all here or here. There's many different kinds you can get over there on Pixabay too. Some have silhouettes of people in here, all kind of different stuff. Okay, the next thing you need to do is just to convert each of these to a path, because you'll notice I can't move anything like this, and I can't really save it, group it together very well either. So I will click on this one first, right click and say convert to path. And now I'm able to move this one away, although I don't really want to. So I'm going to take this one now, right click, convert to path. This one, right click, convert to path. And this one, right click, convert to path. And now all I have to do is go ahead and group all of these. So they're perfect just like this now. Now if I wanted to make this the right size to go on a mug, and I'll show you the mug that I've completed at the end here, all I would do is change it. I don't like my mug to be this tall, so I'm going to just take this side thing right here and squish it in till it gets to be about 3.5 inches, just about like that. So that should fit perfectly on my mug. Okay. And if I want to, I could make more than one, but and as a matter of fact, if I wanted to make one that was going to go on a shirt, I could do that. I could bring it down here, make a duplicate, and put it on a shirt with the same paper that I'm going to use. So let's see. I think I will just go ahead and print this on my sublimation printer, and I'll be back. Okay, right before I went ahead and printed this on the paper for my sublimation, I did print out a sample one just so I could wrap it around the size mug that I have right now to see if I like the size that I made it. And I do like the size that I made it, and I suggest you do the same thing too, because your mug may be taller or shorter than what I'm using. It's always good to print out a test one out of regular paper. So after I've done that now, I did go ahead and make a second one as well. I made this one to say, to my best friend and my partner. Okay, you light up my life. So and I put on the registration marks, because I am going to make this a print and cut. I put a square around each of these, and that makes it easier for me when I go to put them on the mug to make sure that they're straight. The next thing I need to do for sublimation is to go ahead and flip horizontally. Whether I'm making this on a shirt or on a mug or anything, you need to flip it horizontally if you're doing sublimation. All right, so now I'm ready to go and print. I do want to remind you that if you're doing a print and cut, you'll need the business edition for your Cricut. You do not have to do print and cut. You do not have to put the box around here or these registration marks. You can simply cut around this with your scissors and not even have to have any kind of a cutting machine whatsoever. Just use this software for printing. Okay, I've done one mug and I had it a little bit out of frame while I was showing you, so I'll do the second one now. So here is what I printed out. As I said, I cut mine on my machine, but you don't need to. Look, scissors can cut that out perfectly. So then I've got to get a mug. And usually I wipe my mugs off, but this time I'm not going to. Let's see, I'm going to put it on this side for a person who's right-handed. So I'll put this on here, and the reason why I like it to be a rectangle nicely cut like this is it's easy for me to see whether I have it lined up straight or not. So let's see, put it like that. So I'm going to get a piece of this tape. I get this tape from Heat Press Nation. It's not just regular tape. I got the holder there also. I had to modify the holder, the inside part a little bit, just by putting some masking tape on it, because it wasn't quite big enough to hold the roll perfectly, which is kind of weird, but it works perfectly once I modified it with a little bit of masking tape. So put that on there. And I'm being careful not to put tape over where my image is here. Just putting it on the very edges. Again, making sure this is lined up nicely. I have my machine, or not my machine, my heat press. I have the 4-in-1. I have a link to my Amazon store, the kind I have. I've had it for years. Still working like a champ. Anyway, I have that thing set up at 385 degrees for 190 seconds. May not need any down at the bottom here, but I'll probably overachieving with my tape. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm just going to stick it in here in my 4-in-1. Once it's in there, close it up and start my timer. Okay, I've just slipped this one out because the timer went off. I'm letting it cool for just a moment. I can hold the handle. It's not hot, but the mug is really, really hot. So after it's been out for about half of a minute or something, I'll start easing off the tape. Look at how beautiful that looks. I love it. And it is hot. Okay, this turned out really nicely. So I hope this shows you how easy it is to design things with this software, whether you have a cutting machine or not. And I just used the free version of the software if I had cut this out by myself with scissors. So that's how easy it is. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and tell your friends. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, you guys. Bye-bye.